The release 4.6 is landed. We've got some new missions that we want to take on and a new ship that we really want to kind of dive into. See if we like it. Now, this is the RSI Hermes that I'm going to be using today. And it's really just a first look. I don't really have much of an opinion on it. Now, from what I have seen, it looks like a beautiful ship. But I want to see how it actually performs. I mean, there's one thing about aesthetic in RSI. I mean, you're going to love it if you love RSI aesthetic anyway. But how practical is this ship to actually use? So let's jump in. Now, I figure what better way to get acquainted with it than to do some real missions. You know, I could go grab some cargo and throw it in there, but how realistic is that? So first off, I'm going to take these 2 contracts. Now this is... It's not really going to fill the ship by any means. But there's a little bit of stuff in here anyways. Then this will take us up to Seraphim. And right now I don't have anything to go from Seraphim over to New Babbage, but I will grab these 2 at New Babbage, which are part of the new Clean the Air event as well. So I get myself some credits there. And once I'm at Seraphim, I'm actually going to check and see if there's anything else available for us. So first things first, we're going to load this ship up. Oh, actually, first things first, I'll probably take a look around the ship a little bit. This is obviously with all the power off, so I think the cockpit is a little bit darker than it normally would be. I gotta say, honestly, I actually really love the blue color on that. Not very often that I'm a really big fan of the original paint that comes on the ship. We've got a couple other options as well in case I get bored of this, but it's not very often that I'm impressed by the original paint colors. It's got some nice aesthetic to it. There's definitely a lot of detailing, especially as you look kind of around the engines and such. But they did a nice job on this. I'm going to take the back door. Now, this is always the test on how easy it is to get these. But it's not one you can just tap F with. You have to actually use your mouse, which isn't ideal. Now, I know there's been a lot of concerns about whether or not this door is actually going to be big enough. And I think it's actually very deceiving because it's a small door on a reasonably wide ship. So why don't we actually get loaded up here, and then we'll head up to Seraphim Station with our first load of cargo. See how this thing handles. The ship is kind of very close in aesthetic to, I want to say, the Zeus. But the one thing that I do immediately notice is it's a lot easier to get the cargo in this. There was always a complaint about the Zeus that I had. Doesn't let me pull a medium middle box. I mean, it's nice that I can kind of stand off to the side. I've got enough room to really swing the cargo here. A little bit far away. Control those, I think. Some of the ships, when you get a really kind of tight door, and especially this little kind of lobby area, if you will, it does get very difficult to get some of the cargo in and actually do the swing inside. I've kind of gotten in the habit of doing the swing outside, but this would probably be a pretty nice ship to load with 2 people. One can stand on each side if you position the ship correctly. So, I mean, with the ease that these 8 SCUs are coming in here, I have no doubt that you get a 32 or 16 in here without a problem too. I'm gonna grab all the big boxes first, but that's not an option today. Grab these 2 little ones. I just want to set them off to the side for now. It's a lot easier to load the big ones first. Now let's give the tractor beam a try here. So yesterday I tried this and I actually didn't even have the use tractor beam button. So either they fixed it or something happened. This feels like it should move. There we go. So if you press S, it looks like the tractor beam will slide end to end. One of the things I was worried about is how much visibility you're really going to have with the tractor beam out the back door like this. And by the looks of it, it's actually really nice. So you tap S, moves it all the way back. Not like you can't really seem to stop midway through. Maybe? No. For some reason it didn't want to move forward on me again. Now again, I mean, 4.6 did just launch. It's probably going to be kind of riddled a little bit. Definitely a bit of lag going on. Yeah, there's a little bit of lag, so I actually thought the button was D that I was supposed to press, but I'm like, it's weird, I have to press S and then D. No, it's just a little bit of a laggy server. Yeah, and you can see that on the cargo grid right now too. It's not very often I actually like a tractor beam and actually like the tractor beams in a ship. This is going really well though. See, other than a bit of server lag, the boxes aren't clicking in immediately. I think it's actually faster to use this tractor beam to load it than it is to do it by hand. It's unusual. Let's see if we actually could fit this up top if we really tried. And it actually does look like you can go off grid. I mean, so it's roughly the same height as the Zeus, I would say. And the Zeus does insist on putting cargo. Like the third layer of cargo on the Zeus is actually above the second here. Now these don't click in, so they're obviously off grid. I can't actually seem to take it off using this cargo. Or using this tractor beam. But at least you could potentially take a little bit more if you weren't paying a ton of attention on the contracts that you take. So all of these are going to the exact same place, so I'm not really worried about being too picky. This tractor beam is really nice to use, actually. Incredibly fast once you get into the hang of it. I'd say it's probably twice as fast as trying to load it by hand. I'm going to use my hand tractor beam and just see if I can't get this out of here. Really just put it up here for a test. Oh, that's not good. I wonder where it went. Going outside, maybe? Yeah, so moral of the story, do not put a third layer of cargo in play. Just with a little bit of lag that the server's seeing. I don't know if that actually did. Up there. I don't know if it actually did disappear or if it actually clicked in somewhere. So to be honest, it's actually really nice that you can walk around all of your cargo here. I don't think you'd be able to get one of those boxes off, but nice touch. So, I mean, that was, I think it was over 100. I really did a bad job of stacking it, and it didn't even take up half the grid. You see just how easy this is, considering it's a medium-sized ship. You'd think doing medium-sized contracts would be a little bit more difficult. No, that was very smooth to load. I'll do one more look out here just in case this picks up my extra missing box. Does not look like it does. Okay.
You are clear to head out. Takeoff.
Yeah, so in this case I actually have the VTOLs on and it doesn't take off nearly as poorly as it did with the VTOLs off. Close the doors. A bit wider than you would expect, so you gotta wait for those hangar doors to open. If you're super impatient like myself, that can actually be a bit of an issue, but...
Thanks for visiting RSI, official home of Crusader Industries, the Empire's leading manufacturer of quality starliners. To learn more about our wide range of ships available for purchase, don't hesitate to contact your preferred ship dealer or visit a Crusader showroom. Enjoy the rest of your trip and have a fantastic day.
I just shut the landing gear off there and you see those little fins come out. It almost gives the ship a little bit of alien vibes to me. I don't really know why, but it's just me. But we're climbing at a pretty decent pace here. That wasn't bad at all to get out of atmosphere in Orison. 30 seconds or so, let's guess. Horribly underestimated how fast this ship was going. Oh boy.
Assigned landing bay.
Here, I don't have the luxury of my extra large hangar. That's for sure. Can I actually fit without putting my landing gear down? Yes. I mean, that's definitely something you gotta be careful with. Now, I didn't have my landing gear down. As soon as you put your landing gear down, you'll notice that those fins kind of fold in. So it would be a lot easier to land with the landing gear, as it always is, really. Honestly, yeah, okay, so I mean, I do have space to actually turn it sideways. It's always kind of nice when you are unloading these cargo contracts. You can kind of get it in as close as possible. All right, I'm gonna run to the back and let's get some cargo unloaded. So what happens? Yeah, okay, so you can see that the tractor beam itself definitely moves faster than the beam, which potentially is a little bit of an issue, but
You are clear to...
push it out a little bit to give us a bit of space. Oh yeah. A little bit trickier to actually unload things than it was to load them, but it's really not that bad. The trick here seems to be grab your box, scroll it out as you're pressing S, and the box kind of gets a bit of momentum and moves a lot smoother. Otherwise, it looks like the tractor beam, well, the head of it anyway, will catch up to the box, and then you kind of go through the box, and that's not going to end well.
Thank you, and please visit again.
That sounds like we have some audio issues up here. Seraphim station. Exit. I mean, that went really smooth. I would say that probably is about half the amount of time that it would normally take me. Can't complain about that. I'm not sure how, but it looks like that one 4SU box did actually click back into the grid somewhere. I apparently unloaded it.
Landing complete.
Now that we're all unloaded here, why don't we make our way over to New Babbage to grab our next set of cargo.
Thank you, and please visit again. Definitely comes down like a little bit of a rock.
Ah, little tiny boxes. That could be entertaining. New looking boxes, too. Oh, they're like liquid containers. Huh. Awesome. All right, let's make our way off to our first drop-off.
Takeoff complete.
I'm going to be smart this time and actually take my landing gear in on the way in. Much easier that way. Okay, turn around and unload this. Oh, I forgot to open the door. So, just as a comparison, I'm actually going to unload these manually. I can see how much difference it actually is, and I mean, 6 in that large elevator, that's easy enough. All right, I'm going to cash these in and head over to Area 18.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
I guess I got my stuff up here.
Engines are off.
Let's take this door for once. It's not a door I would normally use when I'm actually hauling cargo. It's more applicable if I'm out and about and out in the verse, outposts and such. Elevators up. Just if I'm gonna do cargo anyway, I mean, it actually doesn't make sense to sit here and wait for the door. Now, I do gotta say, the door and the ramp, very nice and fast, which is a nice touch. Six out of 6, confirm. That'll be my second contract going down. Well, fourth contract of the day, second contract of the event, that is. So, all in all, I gotta say, I am a big fan of the Hermes here. It was kind of on the fence. It could have gone one or two different ways, and I think they definitely went for the better with this one. Ship flies very nicely. Better than I expected. I mean, I'd say direct competitors are probably the Taurus and the Asgard. Now, the Asgard's not a cargo ship, and the Taurus doesn't really hold as much. I'm going to say it's kind of the weird brainchild between almost the Zeus. I would say it's a lot closer to the Zeus and the Asgard. It's got a great big cargo hold on it. Definitely a big fan of that. It's really easy to get cargo in and out, a lot like the Asgard. It's definitely an improvement over the Zeus, I would say. But it flies very similar to the Zeus, actually. I mean, obviously a little bit bigger, but it just, I don't know, it's got that beautiful RSI aesthetic to it. I think you're definitely going to be seeing more of this ship in the near future, especially on my channel here. That said, this has been another video by Citizen Chaos, and I'll see you in the verse.